Hello, my name is Bob. Welcome to a short stop on pool. If you hang around pool long enough, you're going to hear people talk about smoothness, about how smooth someone hits a shot. And I still struggle with a way to describe with words what smooth means. The two pros that I always think about that have really smooth strokes are Steve Miserak and Buddy Hall. And Steve Miserak is known for straight pool. Buddy Hall is more known for 9-ball and also one pocket. Both have a very smooth stroke. If you get a chance to watch them on video or look them up on YouTube, you're going to see what I mean. The pro in this week's Rack of the Week, I believe, has one of the smoothest strokes out there. A guy from Russia by the name of Ruslan Chinakhov. I apologize if I've pronounced his name wrong. Perhaps it's Ruslan Chinakhov. I'm not sure. But he has a smooth stroke. We are going to take a look at Ruslan's opening rack of a 140 ball run that he made at the 2019 Derby City Classic. So let's get into the rack. Ruslan starts with a typical side of rack break shot. He's got an inside angle, so he'll be using a high ball. Watch the break shot and then see if you can guess the two key features that I'm going to point out afterwards. First, he uses a powerful follow stroke, and the cue ball strikes the third row ball, backs up, and then comes forward again. Second, notice that the fourth row ball connected to the ball that the cue ball hits immediately heads straight to the bottom rail, back up, and re-breaks the cluster in the rack area. And that's what causes the cue ball to come loose from the rack. Like I mentioned last week, the exact position of all the balls is completely random. But the general pattern that racks follow when they open can help us, such as in this case when it informed Ruslan how hard to strike this break shot in order to open the rack, but not too hard that perimeter balls rebound from the rails back and cluster up. So this is an excellent break shot by Ruslan. The balls are very wide open, so a little bit of rack analysis is in order. We've got two potential break balls, the 1 and the 15. I prefer the 1 of those. Another ball might get nudged into position for a break ball as well, although that's not a priority. There's two balls tied up. The 5 is tied up with that stripe, or perhaps that's a 3 ball. Other than that, there's no real trouble balls. There's no great key ball into a side pocket above the 1. One of the balls on the side rail, or perhaps one of the balls below the 1, will end up being a key ball. I see the key to this rack being the 15 ball. You need to remove that 15 ball somehow in order to open up the 1 ball break shot. Now 15 only goes in the lower right or the side pocket. What I see is one of these balls on the rail being a key ball to set me up for the 15. So that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to proceed here. Let's see what Ruslan does. He begins with a 6 in the side. That's a great shot because it's natural position to the other side of the table for those 2 balls against the rail. I think I would want to shoot the stripe against the rail. Looks like maybe that's the 11 ball. And just bring the cue ball a little bit off the rail. So hopefully I get a good angle on that 15 that I don't have to disturb the 1 ball break shot. Let's see what Ruslan does. Okay, it's quite possible that that's what he was trying. Maybe not. Regardless, he's got to go to the 5. He can't shoot the 15 because he's going to bump the 1. And he used that 5 in order to open up the 2 balls that were tied up. So now the rack is completely open. Notice there was only 2 areas of concern in this rack, the 15 ball and those 2 balls that were tied up. Within the first few shots, Ruslan was attempting to deal with both of them. That's good heads up straight pool. And it's a matter of removing balls and opening up lanes to pocket. So I see the 7 ball blocking the 14. I would want to shoot this 2 and play position for the 7. He got a little bit too much angle. It's possible he was playing position for the 7. Obviously, he has many shot choices. From here, I really like shooting the 7 ball and just bring the cue ball between the 1 and the 9 for the 8, because the 8 leads you to that 13. And then you've got position on the 14 and access to the remaining balls on the lower end of the table. But Ruslan doesn't see it that way. He's going to shoot this 3 ball. I would anticipate possibly trying to make that stripe into a better break shot. No, he's just going to come up and get that 7 ball. Of course, he could shoot the stripe as well. Yeah, he's going to shoot the 7 first. I like this because it opens up the pocket for the 14. After shooting the 7, either one of these other balls can be used to come back over to this side of the table and get that 14. So he doesn't have a shot on that stripe. He's got to shoot this solid. Are you paying attention to how smoothly Ruslan is stroking the cue ball? It's an economy of motion. He's only hitting the balls as hard as he needs to get the cue ball precisely where he wants it. And I remember a line from a straight pool book saying that straight pool players tend to give their backers heart attacks because they're always dribbling the object ball into the pocket. Well, it's an economy of motion and a speed control that allows you to move the cue ball precisely around the table where you need it. And that's the smoothness that I'm talking about. Now he can bring the cue ball over to the side of the table towards the camera. But he's removed a lot of balls and still hasn't dealt with that 15. This is a problem. What I see, he wants a shot on that 14. You know, if that 13 goes up in the corner, I would shoot it right now. And then you have a stop shot on the 14 ball, and you can shoot the 15 in the side. Then the 8 ball in the other side pocket is your K2 ball for the 9 ball as the key ball for the break shot. He doesn't see it that way. Oh, wow. I'm not sure if he was trying to hit the 15. I doubt it, although he would have an insurance ball with the 8 in the side. Well, he's not putting a lot of thought, just shooting real quickly. Yeah, there we go. There's the 9 ball being used as a key ball for the 15. The problem with this pattern is he's removed all of his key balls below the 1. So he's going to have to rely on shot making in order to get the cue ball over for the 1 ball break shot. So he's going to leave an angle on this stripe and just rely on his speed control and his smooth stroke to punch the ball over. You know, if I remember correctly, I don't even mention this as a potential key ball in my book. I show a lot of alternate and maybe crazy looking key balls, but I don't even consider this as a potential. It's really difficult to get the right angle on the shot in the first place and then to get the speed control correct. That said, the hallmark of a really smooth stroke like Ruslan's is the ability to control the cue ball very precisely. You know, that was a pretty wide open rack, but Ruslan still went through it quite quickly. They used to say Willie Mosconi never had to shoot a difficult shot when he was shooting really well, and that's because of precise cue ball control. And Ruslan did not have one missable shot in this run, and it's for the same reason. And that's what that smooth stroke does for you. Now in this break shot, he's got a real good outside angle, so we'll probably see a stun off the rack. Yeah, you can see he's cueing low. Yeah, just a firm stun shot off the side of the rack. And he's in business. I'll put a link in the description to Ruslan's complete run. For those that are interested, give it a watch and see if some of the smoothness of his stroke doesn't find its way into your game. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found that informative and helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Check out my book, A Short Stop on Straight Pool. You can find it at shortstoponpool.com. And stay tuned for next week's Rack of the Week.